Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to be speaking about aggressive behaviours in a crash environment and how to deal with aggressive behaviours. So I'm just going to share my screen now. We're going to go through a short presentation. It's going to be split into part 1 and part 2. If you need any questions, please don't hesitate to give me an email. I'm just going to share my screen here now. Okay, guys, we'll get started. So aggressive behaviours on tips on dealing with a child who is aggressive in your classroom. So why do children show aggressive behavior? There are many reasons behind aggressive behavior in children. As early years educators, it is important to remember that these kinds of issues can spring from numerous causes. It can be tempting to label this child as an aggressive child, but it is important to isolate the child's behavior from their person. Even though the aggressive behavior may sometimes seem to be the only aspect of the child's personality, it can be addressed with success when early years educators are kind, consistent, fair, and build a connection. What does aggressive behavior look like? Many of us have come across aggressive behavior in a classroom, but some haven't. So a child with aggressive issues often antagonizes others and is drawn to physical, fighting, and verbal arguments. Often you may see the child walk around the room hitting, pushing, shouting, or even squeezing the other children in the classroom. The child may not listen when they are being corrected for this behavior, or they simply might not understand why they are being corrected at all. Some children might seek out rough play and do not understand when other children get hurt, and as their pain threshold is a lot higher than others. So where does aggressive behavior come from? So children can be aggressive for many reasons. Their behavior, whether inside or outside the classroom, can result from environmental stress, neurological issues, or emotional coping deficits. Some children find it difficult to manage their emotions. Sometimes children who show aggressive behavior, like the attention that they receive, whether it's negative or whether it's positive. So Sunnis and Spree's policy for managing challenging behaviour outlines. So any concerns or behavioural change is always discussed with the parents, but first you must always discuss it with your manager. If possible, we look at what happens before the behaviour occurs. We look at patterns by observing the child over time. We record this. That's very important, to keep a little diary and record everything. Charting time, context, and location. From this, possible causes are looked at, whether food, weather, or form are some of the possible causes. We try to intercept the child with positive reinforcement just before the behaviour occurs by holding the child's hand and getting down to eye contact level and discussing the inappropriate behaviour and making suggestions on how we can promote positive behaviour. Number 2, we look at the behaviour, not the child, and we ignore the tantrums. Number 3, any attention the child requires is focused on in a positive manner. The children are invited and requested to do something as opposed to being told. Always remembering that in the child's mind, negative attention is better than no attention. Number 4, when requesting the child to complete a task, we wait for the child to complete it in his or her own time, not ours. We do not rush them. If the child refuses to complete a necessary task, i.e. to put the toy away, we ask the child again. If the child still refuses to complete this task, we move over towards the child and help them complete it. Once the task is completed, offer praise, explaining that next time he or she will be able to complete this task independently. Step 5. Rewards are not offered to encourage good behaviour. In the same way, the child will not be punished when negative behaviour occurs. We believe that both negative and positive behaviour happen for a reason. A compromise is often a solution. For example, if you tidy up your work, I shall put it back on the table. The degree in which the compromise is decreased as time goes by. In extreme cases, outside intervention may be sought, advice from relevant professionals, and for an example, a play therapist, but this would not be done without the parents' consent. Children and staff are encouraged to apologise to each other, as we feel that this fosters good ground boundaries. If carers are concerned in any way about the element of a child's behaviour, they will immediately inform their manager. It's also very important to keep a diary of this behaviour so you can document everything. What to do when a child is aggressive. So Twinkle here, I've researched, have brilliant visual aids to help you when a child is showing aggressive behavior. There is I can calm myself down cards, acceptable and unacceptable behavior sorting activity, social situation, good manners display posters, good modeling behavior cards, how to be a good friend, flashcards, and anger management in the classroom. So when you choose what visuals best suit the child, send them to myself at nicola.spree@gmail.com to be printed in colour. So other ideas. So another good way to help you with the situation is to find out what the child really loves to do, whether it's messy, cars or trucks, etc. Incorporate that into the routine so that the child is relaxed and that their emotions are regulated to join in with the various parts of the day. Art can be a great way to help children express themselves. Try using art activities with children who sometimes get aggressive. Record each experience. If a child has lots of energy, it is very important that they have access to the garden where possible to run off this energy and encourage exercises within the classroom, jumping jacks, stretches, etc., for the child to relieve some of the excess energy that they might have. Squeezing a ball. Aggression can stem from the inability to handle emotion, but it can also stem from children not receiving enough sensory input, or they just simply do not know what to do with their hands. So planning sensory activities is key. Try and keep their hands as busy as possible. So here are some sensory ideas I have sent mostly to everybody. Definitely one in a classroom. I have sent sensory and heuristic ideas. They can be found in the circle time folders in the office. So here are some sensory ideas. So we have sugar-free jelly play, sand play, water play, painting, Play-Doh, compost for the older groups, sensory bags. We have water, glitter, glycerol. Sensory bags, we can put green runner peas, pom-poms, cotton wool, leaves, grass, etc. A Ziploc bag of rice and add paint for the children to feel. So there are just a list of the sample sensory ideas. There's hundreds more. So guys, that's the end of part 1. I'm going to take it up with part 2 shortly.